So the second award is the Practitioner Award. It recognizes individuals, communities, and groups involved in the restoration, protection, sustainable use, and management of common resources. This year, we had very strong submissions, and we are happy to announce that this year the winner is Seva Mandir. Seva Mandir's work across 50 years has emphasized on revitalization of ecological commons in Western India by strengthening relationship between the impoverished rural communities and their lands. The organization stresses on the use of democratic methods, including participatory decision-making. Grounded in Gandhian principles of dialogue and inclusiveness, the process champions collective good over self-interest. The work has regenerated pastures, sacred groves, and forests, and created carbon sinks and engendered sustainable livelihoods. Seva Mandir aspires to empower more communities to overcome fragmentation and find common ground and a purpose across broader geographies. I request Charlie to please award the certificate to Seva Mandir. I request Mr. Ajay Mehta, Trustee, Seva Mandir, and Mr. Ronak Shah, Executive Director, Seva Mandir, to please come on the stage and accept the award and share their experiences. Thank you.
Thank you. My legs are shivering, so probably I'm just going to read my speech today. Dear friends and guardians of commons, it's a great honor to accept this award today on behalf of communities of Udaipur and Seva Mandir family. Working on commons is close to the soul of Seva Mandir. And I want to thank all our donors, supporters, well-wishers, volunteers, and staff for their long commitment and contribution for this great purpose. More special thanks to the tribal communities, the indigenous groups, and the village communities with whom we have worked for over 5 decades. Those communities have deep connection with their lands for their identity, for the security, their spiritual feelings, and for their livelihoods. I can say Seva Mandir's biggest contribution is to strengthen their relationship with their own lands. In last 3.5 decades, thousands of hectares of grazing lands, forests, and sacred groves have been restored by Seva Mandir. This ecological transformation is a result of sacrifices and courage of many individuals and groups. They gave up their encroachments on the commons and stood their grounds against the vested interest from their own communities as well as from outside. And all this was done by the non-violent means of the Gandhian tradition of satyagraha, constructive work, and truth. Today we have a great confidence to claim that local communities not only build ecological commons, but the commons of local self-governance. Communities showed that they can move from self-interest to collective good, from despair to hope, and from fragmentation to collective action and self-critical reflection. The important message we want to give from this ecological movement is that commons are the foundation of strong communities and local democracy. Ostrom's legacy showed us the significance of the values of respect, togetherness, and common good. Her research encouraged the world to show faith in communities like in Udaipur. This award today is a reminder for the world to make such communities their partners, but also the torchbearers in conserving the old commons like the land, but also the new commons in front of us like the climate. We truly respect the recognition and appreciation you have given us today. Thank you very much.
I'd just like to add a few words to what Ronak has said. This award means a lot to Seva Mandir because It recognizes long years of work. It was fortuitous that Seva Mandir started to work on the commons. Its original objective was always to create local self-governance and deepen democracy. But we didn't make headway while we were doing adult education and agricultural extension work. But when we started to work on the commons, we discovered a pathway to greater local governments, greater democracy. And today I feel we are at the threshold of truly making a broad-based movement in that direction. And my primary purpose of saying something is to acknowledge the work of scholars and activists who actually shifted the needle of discourse in India from state-led forestry to a participatory approach to forestry. And it was that shift in the mid-80s that got Seva Mandir involved with the work on the commons. I also want to acknowledge state officials who responded to that advocacy. Had they not, at that point, created that space and talked about a people's movement to protect the environment, Seva Mandir may not have been able to address this problem. What is special about the commons is it is not only a pathway to greater democracy and local self-governance, it is equally a way to disempower people. And what has been very special, which Ronak referred to, is in India there was a tendency to privatize the commons, either legally or informally. And when we started to work on the commons, we found a way to overcome that barrier. So I would like to end by saying that it is really remarkable what IASC is doing, because I think the world of scholarship is really so important in terms of driving policy. And I also feel that the spirit of Elinor Ostrom in seeking modes of governance which are ethical and not power-centric is the pathway to at least democracy, not only in India, but the world over. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll just take last 2-3 minutes to just show our movie, and thank you very much.